Three. Just hope everything is ready and up and running. We're just going to make sure the audio is also good to go. Says we're live. And we are indeed. Well, we have the audio ready as well. So welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to JSI season number 8. My name is Zook. I will be taking you through the action this evening. And today, obviously, I'll be joined by absolutely nobody. I'll be joined by a hydro flask and my ticket to tomorrow's match for Swindon Town versus Walsall. So, yeah. But we are here today for the season finale of the 8th season of JSI. It's round 12 today. We are, of course, at Yas Marina for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. 29 laps takes us around this race, but going quickly through the standings here, there is still the Constructors' title up for grabs. Ferrari versus Red Bull. Ferrari need to outscore Red Bull by 34 points to have any chance of clinching the Constructors' title. Red Bull, they only need to score 12 points today to secure to secure that Constructors' title. But more fights are further down. Their third is Mercedes, but they're still a little bit under threat from Aston Martin. Mercedes on 191 points, Aston Martin on 160 points. Haas and Alpine still locking cords of the best of the rest. 87 to Haas and 84 to Alpine. McLaren, AlphaTauri, Williams and still fighting it out for 7th place. Alfa Romeo looked dead, unfortunately, dead set to be winning the wooden spoon in 10th on just 3 measly points. Your drivers' standings remain as Troy is your world champion, 190 points to him. Renz in second on 139 points. Still the battle for P2 is very much alive as Davidenko, 119 points for him. Morgan Gassenby, if he does race, he is currently starting 4th. Ivo in 5th, Dan in 6th, DJC in 7th, Mike in 8th, Mika in 9th, Renus in 10th. But a quick rundown of the track layout here in Abu Dhabi. As 29 laps takes us round the new layout of the Yas Marina that we've seen in 2021, 2022, and soon to be in 2023, where we have lost the horrible chicane in Sector 1. We now have a hairpin there going on to the DRS straights. There's a bit of a better overtaking opportunity as drivers can carry a little bit more speed, but going through a quick lap. 16 corners make up the Yas Marina circuit. I'm just quickly counting how many to the left, how many to the right. Who cares really about that? But yeah, 16 corners make up the Yas Marina circuit. One of the most smoothest circuits known to man for drivability. But first off the line, we go on the run into turn 1. It's a 4th gear corner, medium speed corner. Brave to make a move there. Your best opportunity is on lap 1 at that corner. You don't tend to see moves there a whole lot. Before you go into the fast flowing 2, 3 and 4, but it's easy to lose the car and bottom out here on this year's game, so it's all risk and all reward there. The biggest balls are going to be awarded there as on the exit turn 4 is your first DRS detection zone. Up into the hard braking zone of turn 5, drivers could be brave to make a move here down the inside, as we saw Max Verstappen do on Lewis Hamilton in a bit of a controversial stance in 2021. before you go down the long DRS straight, the first of two with this one with the speed trap on the to turns 6 and 7, the chicane, where in the same year, obviously, we saw Verstappen going for the lunge into turn 6 on Lewis Hamilton on lap 1. Lewis going for a little bit of an alternative track layout, and to be honest, I'm all for it. Looks a little bit of a better track with Lewis's line. Before we go on to the second of the two DRS zones, don't forget the detection point here is on the exit of 7 before Little Kink of 8 is the line to the DRS opening. Before we go on to the fastest corner on the track, I believe, turn 9. This is where this track, a corner where you're gonna want the inside line. It's very non-grippy on the outside, and moves are very few and far between here. As we saw, I believe, in PSGL a few weeks back, or it was WR, one of the two, where Jarno Opmeer tried to move on the outside of Istvan Buki, and unfortunately sent Jarno off the track, thankfully out of the barrier. For the two kinks of 10 and 11, two fast corners into the heavy braking zone of 12. Here on this year's game, we do see moves into turn 12. It's very rare we see them in real life in a hotel section, but we do see them in game. Turn 13 and 14, very quick sweeping left-hand corners there. No overtakes unless you're brave there. 15 and 16, that's where the traffic's going to be most heavy in qualifying. 16, very opportunistic overtakes there. But we should be getting underway very shortly, as it is. We're going to see possibly 1 minute 20s or something like that for qualifying. Well, you just never know, however. Hopefully that's... But yeah, we should be getting underway soon. But we should get underway, hopefully very, very soon. As everyone now makes their way into the lobby. Because yeah, everyone now making their way into the lobby. Should get hopefully underway. Whether we are having full quality or a short quality is left up to debate. But we should be getting underway soon. I think we've got 15 drivers, so it will be 18 minutes of qualifying, a short qualifying session. So we're going to get a lot more action throughout the 18 minutes. But it shouldn't be long. Oh, yeah, there won't be coming. As we might get a secondary commentator, who knows? We might. There's a dynamic. Well, I genuinely think we should have some rain, to be honest with you. As we are actually going to have a co-commentator today, which is quite nice. I'll just have to let some people know, but I'm going to invite him in. And I'll let him introduce himself when he is here. So I have invited him in. And it is Mr. JSI joining us today in the Comspot. How are you doing today?
Good evening, how are you?
Not too bad, not too bad. I'm looking forward to getting drunk tonight, but other than that, we're all good.
Friday night, drink night.
Yeah, just give me a sec. And you should have an invite, hopefully, to get in. I have sent one over. My apologies, I've just had someone knock on my door. But it'll be interesting to see. Obviously, the Drivers' Championship wrapped up, Troy taking that one for Red Bull. But the constructors fight is going to be quite interesting, to be fair. Obviously, Red Bull and Ferrari still within a shot of winning that constructors title. 33 points in it, with the Milton Keynes outfit leading the way, with the team from Maranello, the Scarlet Ferraris, in that second place. But obviously, Ren's Dan, we know what their pace is like at Ferrari. But do you back Red Bull to probably wrap it up today?
Yes, of course, the Bulls have been really strong this season. Of course, with Troy winning the title for the second, third time.
I'll have a quick...
I don't even know, he's been so dominant last seasons. But Ren's in P2 in the standings with 139 points. David behind with 119 points. So if David wants that second place in the standings, he needs to win tonight. So maybe we will see another version of David. As I have been kicked out of the session.
I told Ivor you're commentating. As I don't know why they're saying start now. I'm going to get you another invite.
Alright.
Why are people saying? Well, I don't know, dude. Don't do it. It's horrible for me.
I can't. Shit.
Why?
I don't know.
Oh, they're going to make me bored now.
Yes, they don't like me to give you a fun night.
They're all wanting a bloody thingy, aren't they? I want them, but I want you both to be. I'm all on Google Translate. I'm like, I want both.
Oh, back in a second. I'm gonna invite my other account.
Okay, have they said you're able to, or?
I think so. It's my old esports account.
Yeah, he said.
Alright, on my way. Back in a sec.
All good. So we're back in a sec. For some reason, we've got a full qualifying session with 14 drivers, so that's going to be, I think, a very enthralling Q1. You know, I feel like there's a chance the Ferraris could get knocked out. That's the way to do it. Yeah. To be honest, I don't think anyone's going to get knocked out of Q1. It'd be nice to see if people just retire and just so we can get straight to Q2. You know, but yeah. But 14 drivers critically both as now DJSI's no longer going to be commentating me. We've got this guy called Fastlane. I've never heard of him before. Hello.
Hello.
Oh my word, you sound so similar.
Oh.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, you sound so similar.
I don't know how.
Oh man, nah, dude, just impersonates you, you know. Can't believe it.
You can't miss me. If I'm not driving, I'm commentating with you.
Yes.
So maybe I'll be with for next season. We don't know.
Who knows, eh? Who knows? All I know is that next season I should be on in the comms box here in JSI. I hope so, to be fair, because it has been good racing. I feel like the only issue I have is I'm just not guaranteed every week because of work. Like I've got the next few Fridays on shift. But I think I've got one. Every Friday up to the 13th I'm on shift. And in fact, my last one, the 13th of October, I've got a 9-hour shift.
I think you will be in the comms box.
Hopefully so. I hope so.
Yeah, I'm quite sure, otherwise we don't have anyone.
Nah, Troy's actually going to retire and commentate now.
Troy is just gonna rap about underage children.
Blah. But Fastlane has joined as well, and but the first one out obviously is Mr. Gayslayer, and obviously these times aren't gonna matter because they are on it's Q1, and obviously no one can go out to this stage. So everyone's going to, I think most people will be on the intermediates. Yep, Wabby is on the inters and James on the inters. So, Joe, let's hope to see a bit of an inters championship. Any bets on who's going to take it?
I think Troy will take pole.
Troy's not racing.
Well, Mr. Gayslayer is Troy.
Oh, for God's sake, Troy!
His normal account has been banned for
No! No!
So this is all new.
I didn't realise Troy was Gay Slayer.
Yes, he is. Look at the car. That's 71. It's on it.
Yeah, but that could have been a random person using number 71. I know it's a very random number to use, but...
Yeah, but it's Troy's number.
Fair enough.
He's been using it for like 2 years or something.
Yeah, but we'll go on the board with Troy now. Now I found out who it's him. Jesse, do you want to go on a lap with him? Just commentate it?
Well, he's on the inters.
No, but we might as well, otherwise we're just going to sit here in boredom. So he's going to go through turn 2 now into 3. Hooks up quite nicely on the intermediate tyres, obviously. Not an optimal tyre here in Abu Dhabi. A tyre we rarely see. In fact, it's a tyre that I don't expect F1 to bring to Abu Dhabi in the near future if they do want to look at being very carbon neutral, because there's no point manufacturing them because we're never going to get rain. Knowing their look though, the first year that they don't bring the intermediates or the full wets, it's going to rain.
Yeah, but it's not impossible to have a little bit of rain in Abu Dhabi. I mean, in 2019 we had some spots.
Yeah, I mean, even in the game, there's been many leagues in, for example, Saudi Arabia who have had wet races in Jeddah, and it's obviously that's not a nice track to have wet weather conditions. Abu Dhabi is not a bad one, to be fair. You could possibly use a setup more linked towards, I don't know, possibly Japan to give you more grip around here, to be fair.
Yeah.
So it's not the worst track in the world, as Davydenko playing his number 2 role as always and letting Troy by. I'm joking, David. I'm joking. As Troy's going to round the line now. What's going to be a 28-1? That is, I don't know if that's fast on inters or not.
If it's fast either.
We don't go out of our way to practice on inters. James up to the line, no, it's 29.3. These times aren't going to matter. It's just a little bit of an ego boost, I think, for people. Wabby now to the line goes third fastest. Yeah, it'll be an ego boost, so I think, especially going through the rest of qualifying. I think the next one's going to be Hoof in the Williams. The team, I think, 7th in the constructors' standings. Or no, they're not. In real life, they're 7th. In JSI, I believe they are a little lower. 9th, but in that battle for 7th, they need 9 points today ahead of McLaren to take it, and that's not a good sign, being in 4th as his teammate, I think, has gone for a spin. Ivo next across the line. 5th, so I'm going to take a bet, and Amber Bale's going to go 6th.
Amber Bill's gonna be 6th, yes, I totally agree with that, of course. Amber Bill being the GOAT of JSI.
No,
so,
it's only because everyone
will surprise us a little bit.
6th! it's because everyone's going like, first one over the line's gone first, second over the line's gone second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. So that means David's going 7th.
Looked up the times real quick, and I think we will be looking at a 26 low. So 27.7 for David. 4 tenths quicker than his teammate.
David proving that he's no pushover, no number 2 driver here today, and you know what, I do hope we get to see the Red Bulls fight it out on track and no team orders like formation to the end. Oh, Ren's to the top.
Yeah,
that's Ferrari
Ren.
laying a marker.
27.5.
Ferrari laying a slight marker in this championship battle for the constructors. Obviously got one up there, so yeah, 33 points is what Ferrari need. Realistically, they need a double podium this week.
Yes, of course. If they want to win the constructors title here in Abu Dhabi, they need to get a 1-2, I think.
Yeah,
because, the gap is quite large.
Yeah.
So, wait, I don't even think they can win the title still.
They can. It's 33 points is the gap. Basically, Red Bull just need one driver in 4th to win the constructors. That's that's how big the gap is between Red Bull and Ferrari. Red Bull just need either David or Troy to get 4th.
Yeah, but Red Bull is allowed to get such a large gap, of course, with the car they have.
Yeah.
You take it over.
And we've been told by the way to do a championship. A championship interview for Troy and Red Bull. What are the odds that Red Bull do lose to constructors now they've said that? It would be a bit ironic.
Yeah, if they bottle this, it's gonna be a JSI meme for the rest of the history.
Probably.
Now, of course, the Ferraris have driven quite a strong season. Of course, my season personally wasn't that well, but yeah, 2 victories this season, not that bad. But just missed out too much, and then we had some problems with getting the right people in the cars, of course, with the vacations. So I think Ferrari drove quite a good season, but Red Bulls was better.
Yeah, I can't really say much because I've obviously not driven in a long time. Dan goes up to 3rd by the way. Goodman's in 9th on the full wets.
Oh, Troy has a really big moment there coming into the last sector of the track.
Oh, Marley goes up to 3rd. And Mercedes, because there's only one Aston Martin, Mercedes have secured 3rd in the constructors now. Obviously the gap being 31 points. Unfortunately for Ron Kingan, he can't really gather that on his own, so he is out. But I think most people are now going to come into the pits and possibly retire the car, go into Q2. That is very lucky. There was some ghosts in there between Amberbale and Football Nitro. That could have ended disastrously between the Alpine and the McLaren.
What, coming into the pits?
Yeah, Amberbale stopped at the line. Football Nitro was on his way.
Classic up.
That was very, very dangerous, to be fair. Goodman's deciding to build a new track layout here in Abu Dhabi.
I was just gonna say something about it. Needs to look out. He doesn't DNF here in Q1.
Do not know who missed the one point. Oh my word! I thought
the Inters, but he's in full wet.
Yeah, I did say Goodman's is on the full wets. James is now on the full wets. It's nice to see the full wet tyre getting some action for once here in Abu Dhabi. Well, in general, it's getting some action in F1. Obviously, it's just.
But as Rens retires the car, of course,
everyone's retiring.
As well.
David Marley will probably retire. Troy might. No, Troy's staying out. He just wants to get on bloody pole, doesn't he? He just wants to put it fastest overall.
But it's a little bit unfortunate we don't have more people for the last race this season. But of course, 14 is quite okay.
Yeah, we've got Mika in the chat by the way saying it's quite where Goodman's called it. It's looking quite wet. I think the spray is pretty bad, to be honest with you. But I mean, I can't really say much.
Just dust.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't even have I haven't actually raced in a long time in any league, to be honest with you.
You were driving PFR, the rally, right?
Yeah, no, I do rally. I don't do F1 now. So I'm waiting for that for the new rally game to come out in November. WRC EA. Meant to be WRC with Dirt Rally 2.0 physics and mechanics. So it's meant to be quite a good game, to be fair. Yeah, it'll be interesting. I don't really like the way the Dirt Rally cars handle, so I hope they do make it quite nice. Especially Generations does feel a little bit arcadey. But I think Gatelator, he's just doing laps now, Troy is. He's just doing some honor laps.
Yeah, I like the dirt cars personally, but
Yeah.
because I've... Oh, Troy hits the wall outcoming into the last section of
This
the
guy.
track.
This
I'm
guy's
having
got
some moments of you during the interviews.
Yeah, I think to be honest with you, Troy should just put it in the wall quickly and start from the back of the grid. Not gonna
Troy,
lie.
if you hear this, I dare you to do a laughter first.
Do a Lasta first.
There's
Do it
nothing
for the
to
goal.
lose.
But yeah, he's done it!
he's
Oh
gonna
my
do
god,
it.
he's hearing you!
I think he's quite lucky he's still driving.
This is your championship, This is your championship winner, ladies and gentlemen.
The championship winner, of course,
Oh!
making his own circuit.
Nitro!
Shane,
Go!
what are you doing?
He's
Just
all-
finish the lap so you can
We
continue.
told Troy to go for Lasta first, not you. Gosh.
He just needs to finish the lap so you can continue to Q2.
No, I think either way he's through.
Yeah.
I think even if you don't set a
Troy,
time, they'll
10
be
bucks
through.
to DNF it.
$10.
Gonna do
it. Swear
He's
down.
gonna do it. Oh, as he goes off, the Red Bull driver
As,
here in Q1 in Abu Dhabi.
as the other one
Silence the
retires.
sea.
The other one
He's gonna pull a
retires.
lot TV. Oh, almost.
No, he couldn't hit the wall. See, it takes skill. As we have two cars out now on the Inters. Marley's just trying to go purple, and Nitro's just trying to get a lap on the board. How would you look at that? For the first time here in qualifying, Nitro is gonna put a time. He's got
143.425.
He's got. Do you know what? I feel like any other day that's pole. Any other day that's pole.
Yeah, just not now.
Or any other day.
As Mali has broken his lap.
Broken his lap and
Another one though.
Marley, just come into the pits, please.
Just retire it.
So
we can
or go
continue.
out with no tyres. Just go out with no tyres on at all.
Just on the little board.
Ron Kinkin might as well retire at this point from the session.
I think it's fun we're doing the comps together, but I'm not nearly as good as you. Oh, and Mali goes into the wall.
Oh my god!
What is it with all those guys almost screwing up?
It's the season finale. I feel like people are being a bit more relaxed, to be honest. Yeah, we need some seriousness. We do need a win. Oh, for God's sake, he's gone out for another lap.
He's gonna do it.
No. No.
What a mess.
Yeah.
As here we see Nitro crawling around the track here in Q1. On
He's
his
going
fourth
out.
intermediate.
He did a minute exactly between the first two sectors. Like, genuinely, 100.000. That
At least
takes
he did
talent.
something. Yeah.
That takes talent. And a fucking load of luck. As well, I'm going to read the chat slightly. And as Marley goes straight on! I can't believe it! He's had a break. He goes straight on!
But yeah, Q1 is a little bit over for now. So
Yeah,
let's
going
talk about
out.
something different.
Yeah, going out is blank, 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 and blank. Now, going out is people not even in the league, such as Bunty. I don't know. Yana Otmere is out. Bloody. I don't know.
Oh my God. To the wall.
He's gotta have rear wing damage, surely, because he did hit the wall on his rear wing.
He's
when
gonna
he swam.
DNF it on accident. I feel it.
Quotation marks accident.
Little bit of a lucky
I mean,
move.
if you watch the stream, this is a bit. I promise you, ladies and gentlemen, we are 90% of the time quite serious.
Normally we do.
90%. 11 out of 12 rounds. 11
Yeah.
out of 12.
So next
Yeah.
season, 15 out of 16.
Oh, we got 16 next season. Nice.
I heard something about 16, I heard something about 14, so who knows?
Well, do you know,
Calendar
actually,
will
we're
be,
not having a
little bit
season
bigger than it was now.
We're not having a season next season.
Oh, the league is stopping.
Yeah, stop him for. No, I'm joking.
Thanks for telling me now, so I know what
I'm
to do
joking.
for league racing.
So, Ron Kinken is the only man not to retire.
Fucking loser.
So we've got a minute to wait.
I'm gonna get a drink. There's gonna be
Yeah,
a long night. Fucking hell.
Get some vodka.
Back in a minute. Yeah,
Yeah,
get
that's
some
what.
vodka.
The vodka.
Fantastic idea. But back in a minute.
Yeah. Yeah, my guys will be with us very shortly. Yeah, we should be underway very for Q2 very shortly. Yep. As finally we do. Ren's out on top on the Inters. Davidenko, Marley, damn, yes, out in Q1 is absolutely nobody. So we will be underway very shortly for Q2, where it's actually going to matter to get a good result here today. Yeah, just yeah, we should be getting hopefully some fast laps indeed. From everyone apart from Davidenko. I don't think Davidenko is going to be very quick. Well, that was very polite. Brilliant. Now,
Need to keep it a little bit clean.
yeah. Now, I'm going to be completely honest with you. What do we say about just leaving the grid how it is and having Renz, Marley, Troy, and Davidenko all out?
Rens, Mali, and the both Red Bulls. I
Out
dare
in
you
Q2.
all to retire in the pits.
No. Do it in
And
spectacular
let's set a
fashion.
prize on it.
No. Let's.
$5
I'm
for
not
the one
paying.
who wins from the. I am.
Okay, yeah, you've heard this here first.
$5 from the
JSI.
man winning from last place.
So Davidenko.
Yeah. So only David can win.
Nah, to be fair, I feel like these guys should do it in spectacular fashion and just collide with each other.
$10 for the one who straight lines.
Straight line. But first one out on track is, I believe it is the Williams of Hoofed. And obviously Williams currently 9th in the constructors, closing in on the McLarens. They've got both at least they've got both their drivers this week. And this is a good chance for them to, I believe, chase after the team in 8th, who have decided not to turn up. That is the Scuderia Alpha Tauri on 18 points. And this is a good chance for Williams to get into 8th. As Ivo says, battle for 5th, Hassan Alpine. We did mention that. And just because you've re-mentioned it, Alpine are going to win. Maybe because there's only one Haas driver too. But we just never know really what is going to happen. But Hoof is going to be the first one to set a lap. DJ, do you want to run through the lap of him?
Yes, here comes Jordi onto his first lap here in Q2. Going into turn 1, back to 4th gear. Not too bad actually for Williams. Turn 2, turn 3, all flat out of course, even in the Williams. Coming into the famous corner where Max overtook Lewis back in 2021. Do it not too bad, good exit onto the straight. DRS onto 320 kilometers an hour into the braking point of the chicane going into sector 2.
Where am I
Back to the second gear, onto third to get a beautiful exit here onto the second straight of this absolutely amazing circuit. Getting into the last sector to finish his first lap here in Q2, looking for some points for Williams to finish the season. Of course, Jordi, an amazing driver, being here for I think 2 years now, all the way from the very beginning of JSI. Absolute legend. Screwing up a little bit here in the last sector, but maybe he can continue into Q2 with another time here. This is not going to be good enough, I think, but I hope we'll see some more from Jordi here in qualifying.
Yes, Wabi now goes to the top of the time sheet. The second clear of the Williams. The McLaren, I think, did have a bit of an improvement on the last update, so they will look to be quite quick here today.
To the line for a second place here with a 23.6.
Yeah, Marley. It's going to be Marley next to cross the line, I think, as his teammate. Oh, Marley's invalidated. Marley has invalidated out of 14. But he is on that medium with compounded tyre. Let's see what he would have set. And oh my gosh, he's slower than Wabi.
Oh, he's on mediums. The
McLarens are beating the Mercedes.
Something new for us. Maybe Mali heard us and decided not to set a time.
Yeah. To be honest with you though, going through the lap, I do prefer in turn 6. I do prefer the other track layout.
Oh, Ivo nearly crashed into the wall, getting a little bit of oversteer in the Latifi corner.
So we're calling that the Latifi corner. We're calling turn 6 shortcut. We're calling turn 5 championship winner. What else are we going to have corner name wise? We need to. I feel like we should make some up because Abu Dhabi actually it genuinely does not have any corner names.
No, it doesn't.
It genuinely doesn't. No.
Well, Verstappen corner, Latifi corner.
Shortcut.
Shortcut.
That's one. Marley's going to... No, his teammate Goodman's is going to be the next to cross the line. On the medium compound tyre, goes 5th fastest.
Raikkonen straight.
Raikkonen straight.
I mean from the clip, that he just doesn't...
Yeah, I know which one you mean. I'm trying to think. Should we... I feel like the fast right-hander should be the Istvan Pukki push-off section.
Here comes Ron Kicken to the last sector to finish his first lap here in Q2 for the Aston Martin driver. Yeah. A little bit of rumors about Ron Kicken as a driver, of course, with his future here in JSI. Some say he's gonna retire, some say he's gonna move to maybe Mercedes next season. But we don't know what we will see from Ron Kicken here in JSI until the transfers happen. And maybe we'll see him leave the league, which will be a shame, of course.
Yeah, but not to spice anything up in the transfer market, but you know, Toyota joining the grid soon, you know, and they want their rally driver. They want their rally driver to drive for them, you know. So you know, I got a seat. No, I'm a Hyundai driver. That's the thing. I'm not a Toyota.
You're driving a safety car.
No. If Williams get 4 points here, more than AlphaTauri. Yes, and if dirt gets wet, it becomes mud.
What the fuck are you talking? Is it in the chat?
Yeah. You can't see the chat. That's the thing.
What are you talking about? What the fuck's going on?
You can't see the chat. That's the thing. I can. As the next cross line will be Amberbale. I don't really care if I pronounce people's names wrong. Have easier names to say.
Amberbale is not that hard.
Okay, I'm saying it right at least.
Yes, you are. And
Yay.
you're still saying my name wrong.
I don't care.
Fuck you.
You, see, your name is like, it's very synonymous for me because we also have a striker known as DJ. So, yeah, take that how you will.
Yeah, you're saying the JSI, and I also like it because it's a little more English. But yeah,
My English
it's
does
Jesse.
come out. But
Without
Jesse?
the D. Yeah.
Is this Jesse?
The D is in there, but yeah, in English
very
you don't
silent.
especially pronounce it.
It's silent, basically.
Yeah, it is.
You're still being called D Jesse. I don't care.
I like it more.
Exactly. You're having it now. But next up to cross line will be a name that's very easy to pronounce if you're English. It's James.
Or Rams.
No, Renz is easy. I feel like half the names here I'd be fine with.
James, Dan, Rams,
Troy,
Wen.
David now in the Red Bull. James goes seventh. James just goes seventh fastest. I think next up to cross the line.
It's not getting easier than I hope.
Nah, that's the hardest one of them all, to be honest with you. I'm not gonna lie. Next
What
up
the
across the
fuck are you
line, it will
talking
be a
about?
very easy English name in English. Renz.
Yeah, as we are talking about Rams, he is going for a second outlap here in Q2. Yeah, not deploying any ERS. Let's see what the Ferrari driver will perform here in qualifying.
Yeah, Renz obviously going at his natural pace in that Ferrari. I'm joking. I can't say that. He's too quick for me, to be honest.
Yeah,
This is why
having a very good season, of course, in his Ferrari and a half season here in Aston Martin. Opening the season in China, of course, with a 1-2 qualifying with the Astons. He ran himself and his brother down. But that performance faded away a little bit here in the Astons. Moving to Ferrari, having 2 wins here in the season still. So quite a good season here for Rens, extending his record of JSI wins, getting up there in the sheet.
Yeah.
But let's see what Rens can do here in qualifying.
I need to confirm quickly, who did you say was brothers?
What?
Because you said someone was brothers with someone.
Yeah, with Dan.
Okay, fair enough. And speaking of Dan, he is coming through the final corner now. He is purple in that middle sector. Where does Dan go? Top of the timing sheet. And it's all the twos.
122.222.
That's a very exact number, to be fair, for him there. And the Red Bulls have started out on the laps. Renz has gone purple. Renz is purple in that middle sector now. And he is
getting into the last sector here. The Ferrari having quite a good turn in. So I think this is their strong sector of the lap.
Yeah, Ren's looking quite strong here. The Ferrari looking really comfortable, to be fair, in that final sector. Oh, he has a big twitch on the exit, but goes to the top of the timing sheets. He doesn't care. It's Ferrari 1-2 at the current stage. Next up's going to be Mr. Davidenko on the softest compounder tyre now. Where can that Red Bull put himself hopefully outside the bottom 4 as he's right on the limit? 4th fastest for Davidenko. For Red Bull not looking too strong at the moment. Maybe they're getting a little bit complacent with that Constructors Championship. And obviously, but Troy now, he is currently in 14th here. And to be honest with you, if I was him, I'd pull into the pit lane. I'd go and eat a pizza and start last and do a last first, you know.
Not a bad idea.
It's already
We shall see what Troy's gonna do here on the medium tire compound. To the last corner, goes to the line for a 1:22.684 V3. Still faster than Malafis and Davidenko. Yeah, I don't know what David's gonna have to say about that. So, he needs to get some more pace out of that Red Bull. There is some more in it. So.
After DJSE, I've really just got a load of static. But big shock at the moment.
What I am hearing through my headset if I'm driving and I hear your voice in the background.
Goodman's, by the way, big shock at the moment, currently 13th. He's going out unless he gets his lap in.
But really, Zuck, you need to try driving and setting your stream in the background. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's easy. You never done it
it's
before.
Amazing.
You never done it before. But I say it's really good, you know.
No, but if you're commentating and I'm driving, I hear you screaming.
Come on! you should hear me when O'Steven is driving.
Yeah, in JSI it's incredible.
I mean, I don't think you saw what happened on Monday, to be honest with you, with in FRL. I mean,
no, I missed it. What happened? Tell me about it.
Bullboy took the lead going into the Variante Alta on the last lap, and then Michael spun him around. And then Zach won.
Oh my god. And Zach won?
Yeah. Zach won. Bullboy was in P1 on the last lap into the last sector. He turned into Michael and got spun round.
Oh.
And then blamed Michael. Goodman's, by the way, goes up to 8th, fastest there, the Mercedes. Not safe, however. But still, 8. Oh, he's watching it! He's watching
I love
it.
your comment. The first thing I heard in the stream was you getting a laugh.
You gotta have fun when commentating, you know?
That's why I am with you.
That's why I love to have a co-commentator, you know? I love it. I hate doing solo comms, especially... Mate, I'm shit, to be honest with you. There's loads...
Best commentator I know.
There are so many good commentators on the PlayStation platform, to be fair. And I mean, anyone can start, to be fair. I mean, if you're interested in doing any league, for example, such as JSI or any league in particular, really, just put your name out there if you're watching this. This is your motivation. This is your warning. Warning. That sounds so bad. You have a warning.
North 9th.
Yeah. Oh, that's not good there for Bobby. Goodman's was sort of holding him up on his lap here. And I don't... Honestly, Goodman's isn't safe. I mean, it takes what? The Williams to pull their act together. Oh, shoot. 2 guys have missed... Hoof and Amberbale. Is he going to make the line? Amberbale makes the line. Hoof hasn't made it. Hoof's out. Completely misjudges his run. Amberbale just gets over the line with a second to spare. So I think first up to cross the line will be Wed, and that's the Williams driver there. He is improving by 5/10 of a second. However, this isn't enough to improve on his position. And Goodman's, is he going to have to breathe a sigh of relief here, as he's got Ivo and Nitro on laps as well behind him. Wed up to the line. Stays 14th and last, unfortunately, for the Williams team. Next up to cross line will be the McLaren. It is Mr. Football Nitro. What can the McLaren do as he goes through rounds turn 16 here, right on the exit, right to the limit, goes 6th fastest. The McLarens have ignited here in Abu Dhabi. Ron Kinkin has invalidated his lap time, so next up I think it's going to be James, who is improving enough. James is improving by only 5/10.
Oh, in the DNF for James. Oh, lad. What have you done?
He was pushing the limits, and unfortunately for him, he is out of qualifying. Goodman's will breathe a sigh of relief. Ivo is coming into the pit lane, and Amberbale is out, invalidated lap. That would have been enough. Regarding it with the but James just pushing the limits and unfortunately the limit was the barrier, and unfortunately, I mean, you can't fault him. He's pushing the car to its absolute maximum here.
You gotta respect it though, because the Alpine isn't a nice car to drive in the tricky corners like that.
Yeah.
So of course, him pushing it to the limits is just only something I can respect. Just a little sad, he screws up in the corner.
Honestly, I mean, pushing the all you have to, just push the limits. I mean, what if you're 13th in Q2? Yeah, what have you got to lose? Honestly, what have you got to lose? But Renz and Dan, 1-2 for the Scuderia currently. Troy in third on the medium compounder tyre. Out though, both Alpines, both Williams. It's heartbreak for the teams from Enstone and wherever Williams are from, I don't remember. But we will be underway very shortly for Q3, and also big for Alpine there as well. Haas of Ivo going through. That means Ivo can close the gap on Alpine. Well, sorry, Ivo can basically secure fifth in the constructors for Haas at this current state.
As I am getting some inside information from James, he was improving for 9/10, so it would have been a Q3 for the Alpine driver.
Oh my gosh, that is. But it does question the balance of risk and reward here in qualifying. How much do you risk it to reap the rewards of going through into the third and final part of qualifying? Speaking of which, 12 minutes now will decide the top 10. Who's going to take that all-elusive pole position? Jesse, have you got any predictions?
My top 3 are Rens, Troy, and I think Dan will slot into third.
You know what, I'm not going to go boring. I'm going to go Marley pole. I'm going to go Ivo second, and I'm going to go Ron Kinkham third.
Yes.
Very realistic. And you know what, Troy and Davydenko are going to collide in the pit lane. Great predictions. But Wabi is going to be the first one out on a lap here. The first one we ride on board with. Why?
Yeah, he heard us talking about the $5 for if you go last the podium. But,
you know we could still do it, right? He can just get disqualified.
He just gave it to James, but he's not in last, so he's not winning shit. Fuck off. You pay him $5. It's your
I'm
driver.
not paying. I never said that.
You, Troy.
I thought you said
James
me.
is his driver. Troy's paying him $5. Fuck off.
But
making his own deals from my money.
Genuinely speaking, though, that was you got to commend James there. I mean, everyone in this in this league has got quite a lot of talent. To be fair, I mean, the TGT guys. I mean, they've got. I mean, Dan and James. I mean, TGT have got two special drivers indeed, in the form of M2. I mean, as well with CPI with Rens and Ivo. And I mean, you know, the best team of them all is SR indeed. I'm joking. We are the best in the Czech Republic.
DKMN. Shut up.
No, it's SR in the Czech Republic. We're the best Czech team. But Wabi is on the lap here, going through now turn 3, flat out committed for that McLaren through the little King of 4, and we're going to go heavy into turn number 5. Rotation is key there as he's in 4th gear. Thankfully, doesn't invalidate on the exit. Does that Papaya McLaren as we now, but DRS wide open for the first 2 times in this lap. Heavy braking zone into 6. Do not take a Hamilton line. I repeat, do not take a Hamilton line. He doesn't take a Hamilton line. He decides to stay on the road. Misses his apex of 7, however, and runs a little bit wide. However, his exit does make up for it. The DRS now wide open for the second and final time in this lap as we go now on the run into turn 9. This is swooping left-hander there. 5th gear, the optimal gear chosen for that Papaya McLaren. And now on the exit, doesn't use all the track there, but that could be what he prefers to find the time here. Misses his apex just slightly through 12 into 13 now on the through 14 as well, and he's right committed through this third sector apart from through turn 12 here. 15 and now 16 here, nails his apexes beautifully. What's it going to be for Wabi? It's a 23-1 for the McLaren as Ivo goes second fastest. I think, is it? I don't know who's next. I think maybe Renz. It's Renz on a lap next. Great insight from my co-commentator, that was, I believe. Renzo, he's up to the line. What's it going to be for the Ferrari? It's top of the timing sheet. Slower, however, than what he did in Q2. So could that be a sign that the car isn't fully what it's meant out to be? Marley in second. Where's Dan going to put his car? Absolutely nowhere, because he's not even set a lap yet. Nitro goes up to fourth fastest. And I think Goodman's is going to be the last one to start in our lap. So it's Troy. Troy is the next one on a lap here. Good commentator, hello. I mean, he's still in the party, come on. But Troy goes to the top of the timing sheet. It's 2/10 clear of Renz, followed up, I think that's Ron Kingdom, fifth fastest for the Aston Martin. Next up's going to be, I think, maybe Wabi again. No, Wabi is not pushing. It's going to be Davidenko, the smooth Spaniard. Now, rounding out 16, what's it going to be for Davidenko? Second fastest, Red Bull, flexing the muscles here today. And there you go, 1 and 2. As now I think it's Ferrari's turn. Have they been doing some team orders, giving each other the toe through the first 2 sectors? Dan is going to be rounding off his lap here. The Ferraris working well together to try and close the gap here today. And what's it going to be for the Scuderia? Up to the line, top of the timing sheet. Nobody yet breaking into the 21 barrier though. He is alive. I gathered that by the absolute screaming of his fan on his PlayStation. Goodman's goes 5th fastest. But first blood, Ferrari here today. But both Troy and David looking comfortable now to take that Constructors' title. Hello. Gosh. But everyone now is going to come into the pit lane and throw on a fresh pair of soft boots. Softest compound attire, that is. But Dan, Troy, David out on top so far.
Hey, Zook?
He's here. Hello.
Yeah. Of course, the commentary was a little bit of a solution for me still being included. But
Yeah.
the reason I'm not driving is because I'm moving to my dad for the night. So I have to leave.
Oh, no worries at all. Thank you for joining us for qualifying though. It's been good. Yeah, it's been fun, and maybe again, maybe.
And, good luck on the comms tonight.
Good luck. Well, you're trying to say it's going to be a boring race?
It's not gonna be a boring race, but you never know in JSI.
Yeah, never know. Well, yeah. Safe travels and all that as well. So yeah.
Yeah, thanks. Nah, good night.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye. Doi. But that is Mr. DJSI leaving us. Unfortunately, he has got to go. So it's going to be me on my ones for the race and the final part of Q3 here today, ladies and gentlemen. Get your predictions in now, folks, on who do you think will take that pole position here today in JSI. Will it be Dan holding off the 2 bulls here? Will it be the bulls charging through? Could it be Renz? Or could it be a Mercedes resurgence? Currently sat at 5th and 6th. Could McLaren even take it 7th and 9th so far for the team from Woken? Could you even throw Ron Kinkin or Ivo into it? Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to be underway very shortly indeed, as Renz will be the first man out on track on the new fresh soft compound tyres. I think he is going to go for 2 in out laps like he did in the second part of qualifying. Here today, it's going to be interesting to see who's going to take it out on top here today. And obviously, hopefully we do see that elusive 22 barrier broken. We see the times drop into the 1 minute and 21 seconds. Obviously 9 milliseconds off is damn, but only just shy of 3/10 here today. But it's going to be interesting to get Ren's fuel burning like there is no tomorrow here in that beautiful one-off Le Mans victory crowning livery, whatever it's called, but Le Mans victory from the 2023 Italian Grand Prix. Obviously the Ferraris winning in the hypercar class in the 24 hours of Le Mans with a certain for the Italian outfit. And obviously I watched a bit of that and it was quite fun to watch, to be fair, at the time. But it's going to be Ren's to start us off in this final part of qualifying for the final time, as Dan and Kinkham both need to get out on their laps very shortly. Indeed, get your predictions in now, folks. Who's going to take that all-elusive pole position here today? Renz and Ron Kinken are both now making their way out the pit lane. I do believe, sorry, Dan is, but Renz is going to be starting his laps, so I believe Dan is going to be giving the slipstream to his fellow Maranello employee here today. It's a bit of a tussle there down at turn 9 between the Red Bulls. Oh! As one of, I thought one of the Red Bulls was in the wall there. But Renz, he's now coming through turn 4, pedal to the metal, and now it's going to be foot to the anchor, foot to the floor, down into turn 5 there, loses the rear end just slightly, and yes, that is right, the Ferraris are doing the slipstream here today. It is beautiful teamwork, you love to see it here in JSI. It is brilliant teamwork, trying to lock out that front row, obviously with that chance of winning the constructor standings here today, ladies and gentlemen. You just never know in JSI who's going to be out on top. You just never know until the end. So keep tuned in, get your popcorn, get your drinks, ladies and gentlemen, because we will have 29 laps of racing as Renz is now purple in that middle sector. 4/10 of an improvement here for the Scuderia Ferrari. And now what can Renz do in that final sector? Can he find a whole heap of time in this final sector? This is where the time is won or lost, ladies and gentlemen. And oh, it's a big twitch out 13 there for out 14, my apologies. Ivo has retired at turn 1 now. That's a big crash for the Haas. He will start from 10th. Renz only good enough for third fastest. Next up is going to be the Mercedes driver of I think it's of Marley, the Belgian. Now 1/10 of improvement. This is enough to beat his teammate here. Mercedes looking to be in a bit of no man's land here today. Goodman's and Marley 22.6 to the 22.7. 4/10 clear of the McLarens. However, 5/10 off this Red Bull. So Mercedes looking to be the clear third fastest car here in Abu Dhabi. And yeah, Ferrari as well, by the way, if you do want to know, they are going to be implementing to the team orders. Marley to the line. Where can he pull it? Fifth fastest. Goodman's now. Oh, goes for a spin. Goodman's goes for a spin. And that could prove costly indeed. Next up's going to be Wabi to the line. Where can he slot it? Seventh fastest. Nitro next. Where is he going to go? He takes that seventh fastest now. And where is it going to be? Davidenko fourth. Troy is next to cross the line. Where can Troy pull it? It's provisional pole for Troy. It's a 1:21.9. But Dan has gone to Narnia. Dan is going to the Shadow Realm. And Ron Dinker will be next to cross the line. The Aston Martin goes 8th fastest. But Dan might have just thrown away pole position after a mistake at turn 9. And he has backed off the pace. It is your championship leader. Your champion of season 8 in JSI. It is Troy. Out on top for Red Bull once again, and he starts as he means to continue on. Throughout the season, it's been a common trend to see that number 1 next to Troy's name, as he will be on top for the start here in Abu Dhabi, as Renz is going to take the line. I believe, nope, he's going to go to the pit lane. Hopefully he does retire quickly so we can, get a move on. And he does retire in the end. But it is going to be Troy out on top in Abu Dhabi. Red Bull have been dominant all season long. And this could be one hand now on the trophy for the constructor standings. Will Red Bull be able to take it, or will Ferrari be able to pull their brains together and pull it off? But only about into that 21 barrier is Troy. 29 laps of racing to come. Do not go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We will be right back. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I am Duke, and this is your Abu Dhabi Grand Prix in JSI. Obviously, Troy taking pole just a few minutes ago in a spectacular fashion against this run of play. Obviously, Ferrari looking strong in Q2, and well, we're not going to talk about Q1 because obviously that was on the intermediate compounder tyre for everybody. However, still topping that session. But Troy put in the lap when it mattered. He is starting from pole. He is lining up with Dan in second. Get your predictions in now, folks. My predictions will be Davidenko to win, Troy in second, and Dan in third, meaning Red Bull will become your constructors champions here in JSI with that beautiful RB19, a work of art in the brain of Adrian Newey. But we are now going to go underway for the formation lap, ladies and gentlemen. And looking at your tyres, everyone apart from 3 opting for the medium compounder tyre. Ron Kinken, your lone soft compound runner. Goodman and Amberbell opting for the white-walled hardest compounder tyre. So they're going to be trying to run long here. But don't forget how powerful the undercut is on this game. But obviously, the man on P1. It's equal tyres here, just not the equal cars here. It's going to be interesting to see what's going to happen here today, ladies and gentlemen. Get your predictions in now in the chat. We might be able to read a few of them before the lights go out. As everyone will be making their way to the grid very shortly, in very orderly fashion. I will give them that. Possible race strategies, however, you've got the most likely of them all. It's that medium hard. It's the Icon 1 stopping. It's the Icons 1 stop here today, ladies and gentle ladies. But yeah, get your predictions in now, folks. We are looking forward to a brilliant 29 laps of pure racing action here today. 1 minute 20s, between 1 minute 20, 1 minute 30 is the lap times we should be seeing. Hopefully no interest from the safety car this week. However, if that happens and we see one of the like Haas or an Alpine on the podium, I would not say no. And don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, because it's the season finale, and I'm going to look at time, I might feel nice. I might do everyone an interview. You never know. Might do a few more, just for the season roundup. Who knows? Might get your constructor stand champions in, whoever they are, and your podium. But here we go. Lining up on the grid is everybody else. Coming in quick here, and then obviously slowing down to park in your selected grid slot. But the countdown is now As everyone, the Williams lining up now at the back of the grid. The countdown is now. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights on ahead of the drivers. And we are underway here in Abu Dhabi. And Troy gets a good start. Renzo gets an even better start. He's going to try around the outside. It's 3 wide into turn 1. Here comes Davidenko. Dan into the lead of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. But Ferrari's fighting back as our Ron Ginkin has gone before turn 1. And now, please don't tell me that's a safety car. And now Dan down the inside of turn 5. Both Ferraris mugging off both Red Bulls. Dan into the lead of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. But here comes Troy back again. This is some brilliant fighting. They're going to make it 3 wide. Marley's all over this as well. And now it's going to be hoping. It is 2 by 2. Here comes the Ferrari. Slight contact between the two Scarlet cars here. And now they're 3 wide. Both Ferraris have got both Red Bulls. And now it is a 1-2 for the Scuderia. Renz into the lead. Goodman has left possession. Hopefully he has an invite to get back in. Renz into the lead of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Dan and Troy still fighting out here. And what are they going to do? Ferrari and Red Bull. There is barely anything between the Italian team and the Milton Keynes spout here. Who's going to take it here? It's Renz out on top. It is Troy in second. It is Dan in third. Lap 2 of 29. Here we go. As yet, Renz, fastest lap of the race. Football Nitro into the pit lane here. I think that is for a wing chamber. And same with Wed as well. Yep, he is in for a wing change as well. Further back, Dan and Troy still getting very friendly, very familiar with each other's cars here. But the smooth Spaniard, he wants a move. He wants a piece of this Ferrari. He wants a bit of his calzone. And so does Troy. This is some brilliant battling between these 4 cars. Both Red Bulls, both Ferraris, giving in everything here. And there is nothing to separate them. Here comes Dan. Here comes Troy. As it's yellow flags, but that's the Alpine of James. Dan and David are now wheel to wheel as well. The battle of the Daz here today. And it is Dan out on top between those two for P3 at this current stage. And it is still Troy now out on top. It is Renz in second. It is Dan in third. And Troy will lead us away here. DRS is now enabled here. And Marley is getting right into the thick of this as well. Wabi in 6th here. This is a great result for him. And that McLaren team in their battle, in their pursuit of 7th in the constructor standings. But it's still Troy out on top. It is Renz in second. It is Dan in third. Still today as well. We're going to look further back a bit. Amber Bell is going to try and make up a move here. As I don't know. Just going to quickly check this. So I'm quickly maybe going to try and... As Amber Bell is going to go for the move, I'm quickly going to have to try and get Goodman's in. So my apologies, ladies and gentlemen. I will invite him in quickly enough. That way he does have a way. But my apologies, ladies and gentlemen, this does mean that we had to miss the race leading move again. And this is Renz out on top now. Troy in second. Dan is looking all over the back of that. He is sick of seeing the Oracle sign. He wants to get past that Red Bull, have him in his mirrors. And these 5 are proving to have some of the best racecraft. Who needs PSGL? Who needs WOR when you've got these 5 driving like professionals, like esports level? And this is fantastic. Lap 4 of 29 now. As we're right on board here, Davidenko, this is just how close the gaps is between all of them here. David's going to go for the move round the outside of 5. You don't see a move around the outside here. As he's purple in that first sector, he doesn't go for it yet. He's still trying to get past Dan. The DRS is now wide open for that Red Bull. And can he optimise it? Get past the Ferrari for P3. Davydenko, will he go for it? Yes, no he won't. He thinks better of it. As Marley, where's he come from? He comes storming in. That Mercedes is looking unstoppable here in the race so far. And he wants a piece of his action. He wants a bit of his cake. As we've got confirmation Goodmans has had a power cut. That's why he's left the session. That's why I've got him in. Goodmans. Thankfully, Mercedes can't now lose the constructor standings. As Marley now drops out of that 1 second window. Can he claw it back here? By modifying? Yes, he can. By also inventing his own lines and own track. As he says, yeah, there's a big bang. Let's think further back. Yeah, Football Nitro has made a move on Goodman's AI. Goodman hopefully will get back in very soon. But this is not an ideal situation for the Red Bull team. They're being hounded by the Ferraris. Ferrari's looking super strong so far in this race. And now Dan looking super confident to try and make the move on Troy here. We're going to look on board with Renz at the moment here. Here comes Dan. Easy going to try around the outside. No, P goes for the classic dummy. And it's down the inside of 9. Here comes Dan. He's made the move on Troy. Can Troy fight back? And now Troy, third now for the Red Bull team. However, this is still enough to take the constructor standings. However, if one of them is to DNF at this point, they would still win it. However, they need Marley to make the move stick. Don't forget, Red Bull just need 12 points. And that is only P4 for one car. That's 12 points gathered for the Red Bull team. Now, what can they do? Amber Bale is your first driver to pick up a 3-second time penalty. And the laps are just ticking by here. This is some incredible racing between the Red Bulls and the Ferraris here. You cannot separate these four. As down the inside goes Troy on Dan. And now Dan for the switchback! What a move by the Ferrari! However, it just cannot stick here. And Marley has a front row seat for this incredible battle here. And this is some of the best racing. They're nearly 3 wide. As there's contact between Dan and David. And that nearly puts Dan into Troy here. Troy is all over the back of Renz here. You just need the inside line, however, into 9 here. And now Troy, is he going to try and hang it around the outside? Yes, he is. But Renz defends like a hawk, defends like an eagle, and still leads this Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Here comes Davydenko in turn 12. You don't make a move there, David. And that is why, indeed, he's not able to make the move stick so far. And he stays in 4th place. But this is a crazy battle. 8 tenths separating these 4. This is some great battling. And obviously we do love some close battling here. As now Goodman's just dropped to the back of the grid. As now Troy. Look at the DRS. Oh no! Relock! The rears have locked! And that is a get out of jail free card activated for Renz. Renz carrying his brother along here. But Davydenko, where's he come from? He's up into 3rd but not for long. Here comes Dan. Fighting David. This is for the final podium position here. One of them is going to be absolutely gut-wrenched by not getting onto that beautiful podium here. Here comes Troy again. Round the outside. Has he got the move? Yes, he has. He is back into the lead of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Here comes Davydenko again. Oh, there's a bit of contact between the Red Bull and the Ferrari, and all of this is bringing Mane back into this race, into contention. And this is some brilliant battling. The Red Bulls, the Ferraris, it's your season finale, but they are giving absolutely everything here, ladies and gentlemen. No limit given, no inch has been saved here, and it's going to be interesting to see just who will take this race win. Whoever does will just be able to. I think this would be the best win out of all of them. Sorry, English decided to quit. As yet, still this battle. Biting throughout it. Dan struggling though, slightly. Has his tyres gone? No damage, visually, for the Ferrari. As David still looking down the inside of Renza, and Troy doing a superb job in defence of that Scarlet Ferrari. Now Davydenko, one bull defends, one bull attacks here. It is the bull's master plan. It is bullish behaviour between the two Red Bulls. And Ren still trying to hold off the Red Bull racing car of Davydenko here today. Lap 9 of 29 here today. 21 more laps of racing action to presume. And if it's anything like the what we've just had, I'm sure we're in for a treat. Big news in the developments, by the way, between Haas and Alpine. Haas will win by 4 points in total. But now Davydenko all over the back of Renz. Troy has turned on the afterburners, and he is pushing that Red Bull to the limit here. Trying to help his teammate, and trying to also drop Renz out of the DRS here. As now Ren still tries to defend here, but Davydenko, you do not stop the smooth Spaniard, or can you? They're wheel to wheel into turn 9, and now David, he's going to be on the outside for 11 and 12. And Ren still holds off the other Red Bull, but all of this is helping Troy run away with this race. 7 tenths to go, that's the largest we've seen that lead become throughout this entire Grand Prix. As yet, Troy still out on top here. A temp is all he needs to do. Has he done it? Nope, he hasn't. The Ferrari's still pushing here to try and stick with Troy here, but Troy still trying to run away from this pack here and take victory here. I believe for, I don't know actually what number win this would be if he does take today. But Davydenko is still handling all over the back here. I'm just going to look here. Troy won. Guess what? Troy won 4, 5. Oh no, he didn't win these. These are just standings. We're going to quickly go to the race results for you, ladies and gentlemen, just so you know how many he's won. See, last time out, Ren's won. Ren's... He's won a lot, let's just say that. Obviously winning in Belgium. was Troy. He won in Monza. Won in Great Britain. Think further back, Marley has pulled the trigger. He's in for the hardest compound of tyres now. He's going for the undercut. And this could be interesting. Could the Mercedes make his way into this race point conversation? 14 seconds. This is just a statement of intent as Hoof decides to go to the Shadow Realm. As now Dan, he pulls trigger of the top 4. He's onto the hardest compound tyre, the white walled tyres here. James picks up a 3-second time penalty now. Wedder's also picked one up as well. But where's Marley in comparison to Dan? Marley coming through the final corner now. Dan is now going to be able to push. Where's Marley going to be in comparison to the Scuderia? James picks up another 3-second time penalty. James, you know you're meant to stay on track, buddy. Come on. Ooh. So is this a track where the undercut is not optimal? Could it be the battle of the overcutted? Don't forget the pit lane, just very weird round there, to be honest with you. But Domenko still filing it out with Renzi. This is for 2nd place. The smooth Spaniard, as Ivo is up to 4th, by the way, ahead of Dan. As Wabi is coming to the pit lane too, so the pit stops making their way into this race now. As the top 3 decide to opt out for another lap on that medium compound of tyre. As they do lap Goodman's. I don't think he's going to make his way back in, unfortunately. It won't be long now till we see these 3 make their way as Goodman is back and he's got power again. Well, hey, unfortunately, you've been lapped. But it'd be interesting to see what these 3 opt for the strategy. As Dan is now in undercutting range. Davydenko's ahead of Renz. And they're both in. Troy stays out another lap here. And the Flying Dutchman of JSI decides for another lap on that medium compound tyre. The smooth Spaniard. And, and Ferrari's hope, you could say, both making their way into the pit lane now. Who's going to get out ahead? Here's Davydenko. But here comes Dan! Dan's coming down the main straight! He sets the fastest lap in the race! Dan! Through turn 1, he's into 2nd, he's got them both! What a strategy call from Dan! And now he sets his eyes on Troy. Troy must come in this lap. He has to. He has to. Is what is Troy going to opt for? It's obviously 18 seconds. Dan's going to lead. Troy stays out again! Is Troy going to the softs? Good, Wed is into the pit lane now. That is going to be a lap. That's going to put him at a lap down now. Goodman's has made his way back in finally. Only a little bit off the pace. $28. What is Goodman's doing? 28 versus a 37. Oh my gosh, he's 10 seconds off. By the way, Ivo now opts to take his pit stop now. So, Gaisler, Mr. Troy is the only man not to set a lap. But obviously, he is the champion for a reason. He's only one of two drivers. Three drivers, not the pit. Sorry, Amber Bell hasn't stopped. Troy obviously hasn't stopped, and Goodman's hasn't stopped. And Ivo still in the pit lane there, as Renz has now got past Davidenko into turns 6 and 7 here. But David, all he has to do really is stay there. That's all he has to do. And Red Bull are constructor standings, they're champions. There's no point fighting it because they have done it. Position change, by the way, top 5 remains the same here. Amber Bell up 5, your biggest gainer. Your biggest loser is Goodman's on -7. Rest of them will be up 2. Nitro down 1. Ivo 9. Gets into the pit lane. He opts for the softest compound tyre. He's now showing off. But here they all come. Ren's fastest lap. What? Dan's tyres could be dying off a lot more than we anticipated here. And it's going to be interesting to see what the deck's like. As Mr. Troy, he's going to be behind Marley. As Marley, he's decided Narnia is a better place. Do not rule out Troy. Taking 200 points. Another victory, in fact, here in JSI. I mean, this is a phenomenal drive so far. I want to get the stats up to know. See Troy last season's champion as well, so he's gone back to back. I mean, he's just breaking all the records at this point in JSI. I mean, he has been phenomenal, and his team do have a very solid driver indeed. Just Amber Bell back into the pit lane here. This is going to be for the medium compound tyre, so opting not to go for the softest compound tyre, go aggressive such as Mr. Troy here, obviously on that soft, but he's not gaining a whole lot, to be honest with you. This is yellow flag behind Marley. What's happened there? Marley? No. He's got throttle issues. Goodman's has retired in the pit lane, and this final race for Mercedes has gone tits up. Renz and Dan are now fighting out between them. And hopefully this ends up clean, but thankfully no team orders down at Maranello, down at the Scuderia. And, oh, there's contact! Oh, no! There's contact between Renz and Dan. Ferrari have imploded. And now Dan is into the pit lane, and that is game, set, match. Your Constructors' champions will be Red Bull. Ferrari have absolutely imploded. What happened? There's contact. The Ferraris make contact down at turn 12. I mean, it's hard racing at the end of the day. I mean, Nitro now into the pit lane here for a new set of tyre. Wabby and Marley are fighting this out. Wabby, could he get fourth for McLaren? That would be a monster result for that McLaren team and a statement of intent. It's obviously McLaren's 7th. And Wabby's through! Wabby is into 4th! What are McLaren cooking, they say? What are they cooking? Do you know what they are cooking? They are cooking a bloody 4th place. Currently, Wabby has been phenomenal so far in this race. And I could say he could be your driver of the day. Now, looking forward ahead, I don't think Troy's gonna... Hopefully no team orders between Dav and Troy. There will probably be some. In order to beat Renz. JSI is... Sorry, Troy. It's climbing all over the back of David. But Williams isn't helping Renz's chances of victory here. Dan, no, 6th place for the red Ferrari. Yes, a red Ferrari, not a fucking green Ferrari. Who knew the Ferrari was red? Sick. But 11 laps to go here in Abu Dhabi. Yellow flags there, and I think now just Williams landing by Wabi. By the way, has been overtaken by Marley once again here. This is a brilliant battle for P4 here between the McLaren and the Mercedes driver. Who's going to come out on top, however, is the big question, and it is going to be Wabi again. DRS wide open for the McLaren here, and for their best result of the season so far, in 4th. Brilliant battle, to be fair. Now, Troy Boy is in the DRS of David and Renz. David's really struggling on the hards. Will he let his teammate and his compatriot go on the charge here? Or will they be able to fight out here? Hopefully, Helmut Marko does allow them to... Oh, sorry, not him. I meant, what's his name? Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see who's going to take victory here. Will Red Bull be allowed to fight each other? Who knows? Just who knows, in fact, here today. Yeah, Davydenko, by the way, has been let by. So David's now going to try and be carried a little bit here by his teammate, who's on that Red Bull soft commander tyre here, and this could be very optimally a 1 and 2 for Red Bull. And game, set, match. Here comes Troy. He's already made the move before turn 6. He's not going to need the DRS to make the move back on Rent here. But soft compound tyre worked. But Troy now needs to run to make sure they don't die. But here comes David! Around the outside for P2! David! Goes for it! David makes the move around turn 9, and it is a Red Bull 1 and 2. It is smiles all around at Milton Keynes, but Renz is still fighting it out here, but he has got no hope in hell against the two Red Bulls that work so well together every single race. But you never know in early racing what's going to happen till the end. You just never know indeed. But still, Troy out on top. It is now Davidenko in second and Renz in third. Wabi Bowie has been caught by Dan. Dan, man on a mission here. I think P4 is going to be the absolute limit for him here. Costly incident with Renz. Red picks the 3-second time penalty for his troubles, and he is 45 seconds, unfortunately, off the pace today. But hopefully we do see him improve next time out in season number 9. Now Dan, still trying to make the move on Wabi. As Dan has made a move past Wabi, by the way, and does indeed get past, and looks to be secure in that P4, but still the battle for this race run is on as lap 23 of 29. We enter 7 more laps to go of season 8. Guzman has left the session in Marley. I think he's going to go for the fastest lap here, but he's missed his shot, unless he's going in for damage. Yeah, he's opting for the softs. You know what? Everyone come in for the softs, you know. Let's have some fun. As Red Bull look to just secure this now. As James now picks up another 3-second time and a 5-second penalty for his troubles. He retires. That's not what you want to see down in P11 here today. Marley picks up a 3-second time penalty for his troubles in this race. But you just can't take your eyes off this battle for the race win for P2, for P3. All three should be going on the podium easily. As yellow flag here, that is for James. He is retiring in the pit lane, so at least he hasn't retired out on track here. But let's hope to be careful and hope that that AI does not come out in front of these three, and it doesn't indeed. So we are safe for another lap, as lap 24 of 29 is about to be has begun as well. So we are going through turn 5 here today. Why do I sound like a golf presenter? We have 5 laps. 6 laps to go, not 5. 5.5. Let's meet in the middle, shall we, ladies and gentlemen? As David's still hounding all over the back of Troy here. It is Troy out on top. It is Davidenko in second. It is Renz in third. and your constructor standings look to be secured for Red Bull Racing. Fed full here, the RB90s doing what they're doing in real life and just being unstoppable here today. Here in formation between the two RB19s. As Marley picks the fastest lap of the race, 4.5 laps to go now, and I do genuinely think there is going to be no more fight for the front. Here, Red Bull will ride formation. Hopefully, Renz might be able. Come on, Renz, get back in this. How does this happen then? As Wed's going to come in the pit lane here. Is he going to get the fastest lap? I do hope he does. It would be a shame to see him retire. I think he's going for the fastest lap, you know. That'll be quite interesting to see, I think. Marley and Amber are still fighting out here. For P7. We'll take a cheeky look at the pens as well here today, ladies and gentlemen. 3 seconds for everyone apart from Wed. Wed has 6 seconds. Basically everyone who's got a penalty has 3 seconds apart from him. So this is 4 position between Marley and Amber Bale. Ladies and gentlemen. Oh, the absolute rookiness of me being absolutely knackered. But it looks to me like Red Bull fed full as Marley is passed through into. Marley makes a mistake. Out of turn 7, I believe. In 6, sorry. Goes a bit deep. Gets the DRS. Marley hounding that Alpine. Oh, it's a double move. Oh, there's contact between the Mercedes and the Alpine here. And what was that between them? And they're still wheel to wheel. Finally get out. 10 into 11. Marley on the outside. Goes for the switchback. Down the inside. David Aitken always through into the lead of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Have the soft tyres died off here. A slow, painful death for that red walled softest compound of rubber. But here comes Troy back again. Yes, he's back, trying to make the move stick, but David coming through and into the lead of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Can the smooth Spaniard take victory against his championship-winning teammate, the Flying Dutchman? Or will it be Ferrari Hope in the Rennes to hopefully beat these two Red Bulls? But those hearts look to be dying off now, and it looks to be over for the Scuderia. 1 more year they must wait for a championship crown here in JSI. As they look on with envy as the Red Bulls formation home now, it feels like. Or will they? Will they be able to fight a little bit more? Because if they do overtake each other now, David will lead into the last lap. Well, in the last lap, he will lead and will win the race. So lovely for him. As here comes Troy now. Is he going to go for it? Nope, he thinks better of it. He's going to hold back and use his brain and think of launching the attack at turn 9. 28 of 29, 1.5 laps to go for these guys here today. Still some people with 2 laps to go in this Grand Prix. As Troy now 3 tenths, 4 tenths, he's losing time, the softs are dead. As David is just going to try and carry his fellow Red Bull car into the podium throughout the rest of the race, through the DRS straights. But Renz is hounding all over the back of that Red Bull now. What can he do? As we go through 16 for the penultimate time, one more time in Season 8, we are racing one more time. And it looks to be dead set. The trend of the season, a Red Bull 1 and 2. But which Red Bull will come out on top? Will it be Davydenko, the smooth Spaniard? Or will it be Troy, your flying Dutchman? Here today. As now Troy is all over the back of David. And he's going to possibly think better of making a move now. Or will he? Troy, he's pushing. Here comes Renz! Renz to spoil the 1-2. Oh my gosh, they're nearly in the wall. And here comes Renz! Down the outside! Renz fights David! Here comes David, forced off. They're 3 wide. Renz, he's going to go to the outside. Is he into the lead of the race? He is! Renz spoils Red Bull's party! And it is not going to be perfect smiles, perfect harmony in the controversy of colliding with his teammate. It's going to be smiles in Italy. It's going to be celebrations for the Tifosi as we round out lap 15 of 16. The championship could not be won. But it is the pity for him. But Renz wins the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Red Bull are your constructors champions. Troy is your drivers champion for a 2nd season in a row here in JSI. It is Red Bull domination, but it is Ferrari on top in the Middle East. But in 4th, commiserations, it is Dan to round out a 1-4 for the Tifosi. Wabi, where has this performance come from? 5th for McLaren, a performance of a lifetime. Ivo for Haas will secure P5 in the Constructors. And it is Haas the plan. Once again here. And Marley, 7th for Mercedes, and Babel 8th. Football Nitro up to 7th after penalties. Hoof will take home 10th with Wed in 11th. 1 solitary point as Williams finish 9th in the Constructors. But hopefully we'll be able to get your top 3 in today as either once we stay in the lobby, we'll do donuts. Driver of the day awarded by the in-game fans was Renz, as we'll hopefully get your top 3 in for interviews. Yeah, we will get your top 3 in for interviews. It's Renz out on top, Troy in 2nd, David in 3rd. And here is your order. Hopefully we'll be able to get top 3. However, not as always, we will. As we'll get your top 3 in now. As I'm going to get basically most of the grid in, just let me know if you do want to. I'm going to get your top 3 in. We're going to get Ivo in. We'll get Dan in as well if he does want one. And we'll get your top 4 and Ivo in because we can. Yeah, well, we'll get Marley in as well for the Mercedes team. So we'll get 6 in. So, yeah, a load of... We're going to have a... You know what? It's the end of the season. Why not? We're going to have a load of interviews. Because I can. Okay? That's the rule. But since he's here now, we'll start off with Mr. Troy. Are you there?
I'm here.
So obviously we'll start off.
Yeah.
Go on. First of all, can I jump in the car for some donuts? I feel left out. Slay. Cool. Let me get my wheel quickly. But first of all, we'll start off with qualifying. Just talk us through today.
Yeah, started off with an amazing intermediate stint. Great laps, and then Q2 on the mediums, and Q3 I did 2 push laps on the softs. Last lap was not that really great, but I mean, I did everything good, so the Ferraris couldn't beat the time, and it was a great pole position, I think.
Yeah, and obviously taking that pole, and you were the only driver in the end to go for that medium soft strategy.
Yeah.
Do you think that was possibly the deciding factor today for a possible race win, or was it more of a tyre wear that you think that cost you slightly today?
Yeah, on Abu Dhabi the tire is on every tire high, so I think I would have had high tire wear on the hards either way, but I think if I did a hard medium or medium hard, I maybe could have stayed up with the pace more than now. So the software in the first 10 laps great, and I could push really hard, but then my software, yeah, just falling down really hard. So
Yeah.
also low on ERS, and yeah.
Yeah,
At the end, Brent did a great overtake. Yeah. And yeah, say that.
But obviously, we'll now talk about your season. Constructors champion, back-to-back drivers champion. How do you feel going into season 9? Obviously, trying to make it a three-peat. Do you think it's very possible, or do you want to not try and get ahead of yourself with that one?
Yeah, I mean, it's always possible, but this season and the previous season, I had really much time to practice. At the beginning of this season, I practiced really hard, and you could have seen it on the results. But yeah, I don't know. I think it will be this battles, what we saw on Abu Dhabi and maybe Sandford, and I think it will be that for the next season, maybe.
Yeah, you just never know what's going to happen.
No.
But obviously, still P2 today, a great result in the end. As we're going to have some donuts on the stream for you all. So yeah, just ignore that. But Still P2 in the end, and great season overall, and enjoy your evening.
Thank you. You too.
Yeah, and second we'll go with Renz, the man who won today. Obviously, the constructors slipped from his grasp here today, but still taking victory for the Tifosi today.
3 times in a row now.
3 times, yeah. But obviously, starting off with qualifying, third in the end. Do you think? Yeah, it was third. Oh my gosh.
No, I think I could have gotten pole. Actually, we could have gotten 1-2. I was 4.5 tenths up going into sector 3, and then when we got into the part under the bridge, I messed up my exit and I lost 2.5 tenths, which is unfortunate because it would have been a pole position. And my teammate also was like, he was already on on pole in his sector 1, but he also messed up his sector 3. So yeah, it was a bit tough for us in the quali, but I think we did pretty good still.
Yeah, but obviously going into the race, you took the win. But on the last lap there, obviously seeming a little bit off the pace in comparison to the comparison to the Red Bulls. But obviously, just talk us through it to begin with. Your
just
race.
the race or the last lap? Just the race.
Your race, yeah.
The medium stint, I enjoyed it a lot because I had a lot of battles, and I think the pace was very similar with the 4 of us, me, my teammate David and Troy. We had very similar pace, so I really enjoyed those battles. Really, had a fun time. Then I saw that my teammate told me that David had flashing lights, and I saw Troy had them as well. And I still had around 60%, so I knew that I had an advantage over them. But I knew that Troy was gonna go to the softs at medium soft. So I knew that he was going to be fast in, when he pitted, but I didn't expect his softs to drop off that fast, because when he passed us, he barely more speed. So yeah, it's just I don't think it played out that well for him. And then on the last lap, for the last couple of laps, I just tried to stay with him because I knew that Troy didn't have any ERS and David was pretty low because he was also flashing a couple laps before. And I had still about 50, and then I had to use some to stay with them. But going into the last lap with like 40%, and then on the straight I used everything. And I overtook Troy, and I saw that David was staying to the left, and it was braking a bit early, so I just dived to the right to his outside.
Yeah.
Still trying to get the DRS, which I did, and then it was just a question of who's got the most straight line speed. We all had very similar, but I think I just came out stronger. Better exit maybe, I don't know. And then I got him, surprisingly enough. Hij is even weg.
Yeah.
You were doing donuts, or?
My controller just died on me. Sorry. So my controller's just died.
And also just before, I think it was just after the pit stop, the fortunate incident with my teammate. We both didn't want to give up the corner, and that ended up in his chances of a win getting destroyed. So that's unfortunate.
Yeah, but obviously still P1 at the end of the season, you can't go wrong with that. But obviously going into next season, trying to look to stop Troy doing the 3P for the Tifosi, and trying to bring that coveted driver's title to the to Maranello. But how do you rate your chances going into next season?
Well, it also depends on the calendar, of course, and the races we're gonna get. I'm also gonna get a new teammate, which is very fast. Yeah, he's really fast, so maybe he will get it instead of me. Yeah, no, it's not. It's not good.
It's me. That's all we need to know.
It's you, of course.
Yeah, it's me, clearly.
But, we're hoping we can get the constructor at least, and well, if I have the same form as I have right now, then I think me, or both of us should have a chance at the championship.
Yeah, but still, a good way to end the season in the end. And great race win. We'll see you next week, hopefully.
Thanks.
And we're going to go on to the man, the smooth Spaniard, rounding out back constructor championship, the smooth Spaniard, indeed. It is Mr. Davidenko. Are you there?
Hello.
Hoi. So obviously, to begin with, you qualified. If my memory serves me correctly, P2.
I don't know.
You can confirm later. I don't remember, to be honest with you.
No.
Oh, P4.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought P3 or P4. I don't know.
One of the two. Anyway, just talk us through your quality. Do you think there was a chance of possibly taking pole today, or?
Yeah, I mean, it was really close between the Ferraris and Troy and me. So any of our four could take pole easily. It was around less than 1/10 between our four. Just with one of our four could make the good lap, he will take pole. But yeah, in my second try, I invalidate to turn one, so in the exit. So already my lap was ruined and decided to go fast again in that lap, invalidated to see what could I do. Yeah, was still a time to go P3 with a 22.0 also. So I mean, yeah, everybody could take pole. Yeah, I think Dan took it. So yeah, it was nothing compared to the race of excitement.
Yeah, and obviously in the race we saw you battling tooth and nail with the Ferraris and your teammate there. But do you think there was a chance of you taking that win, or do you think it was more trying to round out that constructor standings for Red Bull?
I mean, obviously we want to win, but in this race we wanted also to secure the constructor championship. I mean, if we finish P3 and P4, I think it was enough to win.
I think just one of you P4 was enough, so...
Yeah, so I mean, in one part we needed to be calm down, Troy and me, to finish in the top positions, just for making worse their possibilities to Ferrari to win. So yeah, also we want to win, and yeah, it's really unfortunate to lose it in the last lap. I'm really unlucky, mate. So I don't know. I lost like 3 wins, you know, in the last 3 races. So. Yeah, it's a bit unfortunate. Renz did a really good race. Troy also with a soft. He was really quick. Also, he was with 30 or 40% in the last laps and was running quick. Also with my DRS keeping there. So, I mean, yeah, good way to end the season. We wanted the win. It wasn't. Yeah, focus on next season.
Yeah, but obviously going on to next season, obviously still reigning constructor standings, but obviously we're all going to want to see if you can take the fight to your teammate Troy. How do you rate your chances of possibly taking that driver's standings, or is it going to be more trying to secure the team championship as well?
As a driver, I want to win the driver's championship, but I mean, I got Troy there. I got Troy there, Renz there, I don't know the other Ferrari, so I mean, if Renz said he was really quick, so I don't know. But yeah, I want to win the Drivers' Championship. Also, I need to talk and work with Troy to go for the Constructors also to win again. So it's gonna be an excitement, exciting battle. We need to see the calendar also, how to prepare the races, the setups, and the strategies for working on the next season. So it's gonna be really good.
Yeah, but still, great result in the end. Still, unfortunate that the win was lost so late in the race, but great performance all season long for yourself. And yeah, we will hopefully see you next season. Enjoy your evening.
Same for you.
Yeah, and following on from that, we obviously end of season. We've got a few more interviews, and we got the man, the other Ferrari, joining us today. It is Mr. Dan. How are you there?
Hi.
Yeah. So obviously we'll start off with the big elephant in the room. P2 in the end. In qualifying, just talk us through your qualifying. Do you think there was possibly a chance of that pole position happening, or was it more just try and get as high up as you could?
I can get definitely pole on that second lap. I was half a tenth up in the first sector, so that was good enough for pole already. Yeah, I screwed it up in sector 2 and sector 3. So my first lap was my my only lap in Q3, and it was enough for P2, so not that bad, but yeah, P1 was there.
Yeah, but still, P2 front row lockout, and obviously a track where you don't need pole to take the victory, and like specific ones such as Monaco or Singapore. But obviously, going into the race, we saw a big moment happen between you and your teammate. Obviously, your teammate has touched upon it, and that was the collision. Now, just going on to that one quickly, obviously we won't dwell on it. Do you think if that collision never happened, do you think there was a chance of you taking that race win, or was it more trying to beat the Red Bulls and trying to get and hope they made a mistake and win that constructors?
Yeah, I think I possibly can win this, this last thing of the race, the last laps, because it was chaos with the two Red Bulls and Rens in the last lap. So I think I can do something about it if I was there. But of course, the incident with Rens was I don't know what to say about it. It was unlucky, I think. No words for it. But the end of the season, I can't drive next season, so I will be back in 18 weeks, I think. But this race is one to forget, I think. But the medium stint was fun with the Red Bulls. The battles were great on the stint. But yeah, on lap 17, the incident, it screwed up my whole race. So yeah. I say fucking idiot to my teammate, I think 3 times, and yeah, I don't know. It was not great.
Yeah, but obviously we'll quickly touch upon. Well, we won't really touch upon next season. Just give us your thoughts over from this season. To be honest with you, overall, do you think you've performed well, or do you think it was more of an overperforming or underperforming sort of season?
I think I got a good season. Part of the Ferrari races that I drove in Belgium, Zandvoort, and this race. In Aston, I think I got a good season, and Haas, before in USA in the sprint and in the race. So I was happy with that, but this race, screwed it all up, I think.
Yeah, but still, you've been phenomenal all season. You will be a big miss next season here in JSI, but still, hopefully we do see you on the grid again at some point in the future. And yeah, until next time, enjoy your evening.
Thank you very much. You too.
And last but definitely not least, is the man who secured Haas P5 in the Constructors' Championship with that P6. Oh, bit of someone show some violence. It is Mr. Ivo. How are you doing?
I'm doing alright. Troy, what say I? Gordon now.
So obviously,
You're P5.
So obviously we'll start. Gosh, I'll go then. Nah, I'm joking. Just talk to first off with qualifying P10 in the end, and I think we did see you crash at turn 1 like a numpty. Just talk us through your qualifying overall, though.
The quality was decent. I think Q3 was the maximum I could achieve. So P10 wasn't that bad, but I think I could have started P9, P8 because I had decent pace in the quality, but that's still not a bad result. And the race was really boring. The only thing happened for me was in turn 1, bit of chaos, and after that I was just in P7 for the whole race. Then pitted, fell back a bit, and then drove there, and then Mike pitted, I don't know why, because he was really far ahead of me. And P6 and P5 for Haas, so it's really nice.
Yeah, and obviously, well, I think you've just basically covered your race, but okay.
That was my race. It was really boring.
But obviously, we'll quickly go on throughout the season. How just some of your season, really.
Yeah, I think my highlight was in Jeddah where I did lost to first, but for the rest, 2 podiums, I think, or 3, I don't know. It wasn't bad, but yeah, in the half, I think my best result was P5. Yeah, I think it's overall a decent season. P4 in the standings, again, not really good for me because I want to be P1, but yeah.
Yeah.
Overall, not a bad season.
Not a bad season at all. And looking into next season, obviously season 9. Obviously we don't know where anyone's going to be, but how do you fancy your chances of possibly getting up there, fighting for more wins next time out?
I'm staying with Haas again.
So what are your chances of getting good points every race?
I think they're pretty high because most of the times one of the top 5 teams bottles it, and then I have chance on points. And it depends really who's in the Aston and McLaren seat, because if they are really quick, then I don't have any chance to get points because it's the 7th car now by far, so not even close to the top 5. So it's gonna be really difficult, but I will try my best.
Yeah, that's all you can do, really, as you never know what's going to happen every race. But yeah, hopefully we will see. Well, we will see you next season, indeed. And yeah, go and enjoy your evening.
Yeah, thanks for the comments.
No worries.
Can I say something real quick?
Hoi.
Hoi. Yeah, I want to congrats Red Bull with the Constructor Championship this year. So yeah.
Yeah, well done to them indeed.
I don't want to congratulate them because I hate it.
I want to say something emotional. Also to Damien, the best man of JSI, the greatest team boss maybe. I love you, and soon I will be at your house.
Why?
Candy and a white fan.
And yeah, just great job from Ferrari. Last part of the season, and yeah, it was fun. This season, I'm going to
bring beer.
Post a picture on my wall from the JSI season. It was really great, and I enjoyed it. Also, the commentating from you, Sue, was really great.
Yeah,
love it.
Amazing, and the enthusiasm was really high.
Yeah, the
like
passion.
Yeah,
passion.
So
I am
maybe
the
a bit
only driver
emotional.
who left the driver championship apart from Troy.
Yeah, that was my speech.
But that is going to wrap up season 8 of JSI.
I don't apologize to anybody.
Fair enough. That's going to wrap it up for this season of JSI. If you have enjoyed, don't forget to subscribe as season 9. We've got a lot of exciting things, hopefully. Candace, hopefully soon to be announced as well. So, until next time, guys, I've been Zook. These guys have been borderline Latifis. Until next time, goodbye.
It was the longest interview I've ever had.